What are you up to then, Ash?
Rebuilding the bottoms of the doors, because the doors are like £600 each. Cut that off and weld that tube back in then.
Is that a drainage tube or something?
Yeah, it comes down from the top here. It's just a rubber tube, goes down there, round there and into there. Hence they get blocked up and all that.
So when you're fabricating a new piece of metal, do you actually sort of make a mental note of the angles and the shape and the size, or?
Nah, because you cut that out. I know I can bend that to that. Obviously you measure the flange depth there. Always make the bit you're welding to a little bit longer and you can trim it back. Well, that's the way I do it anyway. So I've cut that to return. We've got a weld on that line. So I've left it a little bit long that way so I can trim it back so I know it's flush.
Okay.
See, the plasma cutter's brilliant, but sometimes if you want to, this will still curve a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you put too much heat in it with a plasma, then it comes out, instead of a flat thing, it comes out like that.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Right, that's all good.
You make it look so easy. So where do you mark? Is it at the actual...
Just as the beginning of the curve starts going. You can always shorten it down. It's probably easier, because I've gone over length on that, you see. I can go to there and then start doing it, because I've got enough material there, and then I can trim that end up so when I know it's right. So I've made this the angle over length, yeah?
Yeah.
So that much, that's all excess now, but I can fold that, and then when I've got the right curve I can butt it against each other and then trim that end down and I know it's right.
Yeah.
It's a bit of luck, wasn't it? Needs a little bit more on the end, just to roll it in a bit more. Better. These always end up too short or too long, only by sort of little bits, because you're obviously not laying that straight on top of that for an exact, because you're that way, because you've got double thickness there.
Yeah.
So you're always going to be a little bit short or a little bit long.
Do you take that into consideration?
Nah, it doesn't really matter for it. You know, when you're better off having a gap when you weld it anyway than being butted up. Right, so that's slightly long, which is good. It's better than being short. I'll leave a little bit of a gap there. Take a millimetre off of that, cut the mill. Right, so you need to trim that off a little bit. Those will come up to that edge when you weld it. What you normally have to do when you go to a sharp corner, I normally just nick the corner off. That relieves it any tension in the corners, and you get a little nice decent bit of weld in there then. Right, that's better. Let's just tack that in place, because I know I've got to replace that piece there. Now we can go along that bottom edge and just weld it all in. Just check our straight edge. That'll do me. It's not really that critical under there, because when the skin folds over you'll never see it, but it's just nice to get it right, isn't it?
That's it.
Right, so now that's a little bit long, you see. that's all right there, but that's a little bit over height.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see.
So now I can just put the grinder on it, buzz it flat, and then you can get a decent, because it's two like that and they're on a corner, you can get a small weld, but you get a nice deep penetration on it, so it's nice and strong. Try and get one on there to hold it nice and square. You do it in sections like that, and you keep flashing the welder on and off. That's because it's turned up. It's on a low setting, but if you try to do a continuous weld, it'll just blow holes in it.
Okay.
That's where you get your penetrations. If you flip that over, see the weld's gone all the way through. It's not just laid on one side, so you know you've got full penetration on the weld.
When you say it's a low setting, what's the different kinds of settings then?
You've got power and wire speed. You can set it up for pulse if you want to. So you've got, that's your sort of amps going through it, 1 to 8. Very fine metal, up to sort of ½ inch thick. That's your wire speed, the speed the wire comes out, and you can set it up for pulse on that as well if you want. That's your mid wire. When you press that, feeds it through.
Okay.
Yeah, metal inert gas it's called.
Metal inert gas?
Metal inert gas, yeah. So it's metal welding with inert gas, whereas that's a TIG, which is tungsten inert gas. So you got that there, no wire feed, you hand feed your rods in for that one.
Okay.
That's the two different main types of welding really, and then obviously you've got arc welding, but that's big boy shit. I just work from end to end, that's why I put your tacks in reasonable amounts of distance apart, because if you welded like a butt joint with that would end up going like that, but because you've got folds on it, you've got less chance of warping it.
Okay, yeah.
So I do a section there, section there, section there,
So
section
you join
there.
it up.
Yeah, it equals it out a little bit. Always put a new disc on if you want to get down into the corners. Just got the edge go on them very quickly. Just puts a nice radius edge back on it.
Not that anyone's going to see it.
Yeah, nobody will see it at all, but you could just slap a plate over it. But what's the point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to keep that. That gives me my height from my other hole, yeah?
Yeah.
When it's back in there. I know I'll come round off the radius a little bit there. So what I'll do is I'll make that folded and then trim it off very close to that, and that'll just give me a little bit more strength on it. I want a little bit of a return on it. So I've left that little bit of radius on there because I know that that's stepped down slightly, you see? So I can trim that down. Once it's bent round, I can just grind that edge back and it'll just give me a little bit of leeway on it. Then I can weld from in there. I should get a reasonable weld in there then. That's better. Right, so now we can take that down to almost nothing now, but we know it's got that little radius on it already. Oh, just a little touch more. That'll do us. It's all good.
Looks nice. You'd never know.
You never know. As if like magic.
Next week on the workshop. What's that stuff made of then?
No idea.
Life's greatest mystery.
Yeah. It's called Johnson LL5.